Good morning, folks. Time for another Sacred Ledgers podcast with Pastor Keith Adkins from Olive Branch Ministries. I trust everybody's doing good today. Today we're going to be in the book of Mark. The book of Mark, second gospel. And we're going to be in Mark chapter 9. And it's an account, a story of a man who had a demoniac son and brought the son to the disciples, and the disciples couldn't heal him. Couldn't cast out the demon. So he takes him to Jesus. And we're going to pick up in verse 17 of chapter 9 in the book of Mark. It says, And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit. And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth and gnasheth with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to the disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. He answered him, and saith, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. And he asked his father, How long is it ago since this came upon him? And he said, Of a child. And oft times it hath cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Jesus said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to them that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou my unbelief. And I find a lot of times that we as individuals can find ourselves in the same situation as this father. Jesus said anything's possible if you believe. And the father said, I do believe, but help thou my unbelief. And as Christians, it's easy for us to tell other Christians or a lost person that's struggling with something, hey, God can take care of that for you. God can handle that. God can get you out of that situation. God can heal you. God can deliver you. God can make a way where there seemed to be no way. We can, as Christians, we can spout off all kinds of scriptures to help other people, and we can say them with conviction. But then when it happens in our lives, when it happens to us, then we start out with a different attitude. And then we start saying, Lord, I don't know. I need you to move in this. And we'll say things like, if it be your will. And we know that God wants to do what we need done. And when I say what we need done, I'm talking to further his plans in our lives. He doesn't want us struggling. He doesn't want us. God never intended for us to have sicknesses and ailments. When he created Adam and Eve back in Genesis, he created them to live forever with him in the garden, without pain, without suffering. There was none of the things that we endure today was not in the garden. Sin, the fall of man, is what brought all these problems to the world. And God wants to deliver us from these things. And we'll tell people all the time, yeah, God can handle it. God can do that. God does wonderful things. And we'll even tell people, hey, he done this in my life. He done that in my life. But hey, then when that doctor gives us a bad report and gives us the C word, cancer, or we go to work and we get a pink slip saying you're laid off and what we're going to do for finances. There's things that happen in our lives all the time that test our faith, that the devil uses to try to to get us to say, yeah, God done that for that and over there, but he won't do it for me. And this man, this father, he wanted his son healed. He believed that Jesus could do it. And he said, help my unbelief. I know you can, but I'm not sure you will. We sometimes find ourselves in that same situation. And let me tell you something. Having doubt is human nature. We can't help sometimes as humans to have doubt come in, but we can't let doubt build a house. When we feel doubt coming in, nope, that's got to go. God, I believe in you. I trust in you wholeheartedly. It can't stay here. Get out of here. Not today, devil. You're not building a house in me. I'm doubting. I believe that you will. We cannot let doubt enter into our mind. Let me rephrase that. We can't let doubt stay in our mind. We can't help what the devil puts in our mind. But we don't have to sit there and feed it. We don't have to sit there and let it fester and grow and cause our doubt to turn in unbelief. I believe God created everything. He created heavens and the earth. He created me and you. He says in his word that he can do anything. And he wants to. If he didn't want to meet every need, he wouldn't have put in the Bible and tell us, cast all your cares on me for I care for you. Doubting Thomas. He didn't believe that Jesus rose again. He wasn't there when the disciples first met Jesus after his resurrection. He was there a second time. Because he told the disciples, he said, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. And some people, they just don't believe until they see. Doubting Thomas. Perfect example. He had to touch. He had to put his hands in his side. He had to put his fingers in the holes in his hands. And once that happened, he said, you are who you say you are. This man doubted. He didn't have unbelief. It says unbelief. He said, help my unbelief. But what he really was doing was doubting. Jesus didn't say he didn't have belief. Jesus said, if you believe, all things are possible. And he said, help my unbelief. But I think I really believe in my heart and in everything within me. The guy, he had to believe that Jesus could do it or he wouldn't have brought his son there. He'd probably seen all kinds of miracles that Jesus had done. And doubt. Doubt is an opportunity for us to grow our faith. God, I know you can. The devil's going to come in and give us doubt. He's going to try everything in his power to try to get us to doubt God. And when that happens, we need to say, devil, I already know. God is in control of everything. I'm trusting him regardless. He will do what's best for me. He may not do what I want him to do, but he'll do what's best for me. This man, he said, I believe, help my unbelief. And I find myself sometimes saying, God, I need you to help me here. Because, hey, I'm a pastor of a church. You think there's not times that I don't doubt my calling? You think there's times that I don't doubt whether I'm helping anybody? You think there's times that I don't doubt whether I'm really hearing from God and doing what he's asked me to do? And when those times arise, that's when I have to say, God, I don't want to doubt. I want to believe. Help my unbelief. Help my doubt. Get rid of it, Lord. I want to fully trust in you. And folks, let me tell you something. I have more trust and faith in God now than I did back in 2011 when I first got saved. Back then, I just wanted to stay out of hell. I told God, don't let me go to hell. But through growing, through spiritual growth, through relationship with God, through spending time in his word and prayer and being around other Christians, guess what? My faith has got stronger and my doubt has gotten smaller. And my wife will tell you, there's times she worries about this and worries about that, and I'll tell her, don't worry about it. God's got it. God's got it. He is in control. He knows what we need. He said in one place, I don't have it marked in any kind of notes here, but he said, look at the sparrows. Don't I take care of them? And look at the lilies of the field. Don't I take care of them? And are you more important to me than them? God wants to meet our needs. So when the devil comes in with his little doubt, trying to get us to worry about this and fret about that and be uncertain about our future and whether we're saved and whether God really hears our prayers. He's all about getting us to doubt, getting us to be not real sure, worry about this, that, and the other. That's when we need to cry out to God. That is when we always need to cry out to God, no matter what. I need him in my life. I need him to go to Walmart. I need him to go to the gas station. I need him to get in the school bus. I need him when I go to bed to sleep. I need him when I wake up. I need God every minute of my life. And when the devil tries to come in there and give me a little bit of worry, ain't nobody going to show up next Sunday to hear you scream and holler and preach. There ain't nobody wants to hear you. You're way off the mark on that. Don't even, the devil tries it all the time. And I cannot and I will not let him win. I will give God the praise and the glory, and I will trust in God to get me through this situation, that situation, whatever's coming to my way. And when anything arises that causes me to question what I'm doing, whether it's what God wants me to do, whether I'm walking in God's perfect will, whether I'm even helping anybody get stronger in their faith. Well, God does not want us to doubt anything about him. And that is what the devil tries to get us to do, doubt. This man said, help me. I don't want to doubt. We need to be 100% sold out. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Our God can get us out of here. And even if he don't, we still ain't serving your God. That's faith. That's faith. Get a bad doctor's report and you get all worried about this, that, and the other. Put it in God's hands and let him take care of it. Lose your job, finances is a wreck, whatever the case may be. Do not doubt. If you are a child of God and you are faithfully following him, he will meet every need you got. If folks knew, and I've told several people, the church knows, I'm not going to put it on here for everybody to say or to hear right now. Maybe another podcast down the road I might. But people would not believe if I told them what God's done for me and my wife because of our faithfulness to him. I very rarely will entertain doubt. I ain't saying I don't have it. I ain't saying that it don't creep up into my mind and my spirit. But I don't let it stay there. I cannot. If I'm worried about this, that, or the other, then I'm not doing what God's called me to do. And that's why the devil does that. The devil wants us to worry and fret about this so that we can't do that over there. We all heard the saying of when somebody's trying to get you to watch this hand so you don't see what this hand's doing. That's what the devil does. Smoke and mirrors. He wants us focused on this over here so we miss out what God's doing over there. Doubt, fret, worry, whatever you want to call it. It is a time waster. And we need to be about the Father's business. We ain't got time to worry about what this person doing, what that person doing, what tomorrow's going to hold. I can't change tomorrow. I don't even know what tomorrow's going to hold. And I can't go back in the past and change what's happened back there. All I got is this minute right now. This moment in time is all I've got. And I'm going to live in the fullness of what God's got for me. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to fret. If it happens, I'm blowing it out of there. And that's what we all need to do. Don't worry. Don't fret. Don't doubt. God's got it. Whatever you're going through, whatever the world's throwing at you, God is in control. He's not up there on Medicaid. He's not up there with hearing aids. He's not up there taking naps. He's not up there disconnected in some faraway corner of the universe, not worrying about what's going on here. He has everything under control, and he is in our lives. So trust in him, and don't let doubt camp out in your head. If it does, I know the one that can get the doubt out of there. I know the one who wants to help your unbelief. So today, have God give you the strength, give you the power to understand, give you the knowledge that he is in control. Doubt has no place in a Christian's life, in a Christian's heart, in a Christian's mind. There's no room for doubt. Clear your heads, clear your minds. Let God be God. If he created the entire universe, if you can trust him to save your soul and get you to heaven, then why can't you trust him for your health and your finances and your day-to-day life? If you are following him, if he is the center of your life, if he is the Lord of your life, he's got everything you need. There's nothing that you can't do without God in your life. God bless. See you next week.